Is it possible to host a web server from behind a NAT? My PC is behind a NAT router that has a public IP address. If I want to host a website, then I believe I need a domain name which I can purchase from some site which would pledge to resolve all DNS requests for that domain name and send the IP address of my NAT router, assuming I do not want to host my domain name on their servers. Now I want to host a web server on my computer. What changes should be done to the NAT router's configuration to forward all HTTP requests for example.com to my PC in the internal network? Is the above strategy correct? Is it commonly used?
It is feasible to host a server behind NAT as you describe. Look at this Ubuntu help page on servers behind NAT for basics. Some more references. Hosting Apache server behind a NAT. Setting up a server behind a NAT. This uses a NAT Buffalo AirStation series router and Linksys router examples. Windows XP Internet Connection Sharing Method. If you have a Windows machine doing NAT. If you are using XP, you may also use E65, One Virtual Host Support, by going to Control Panel in GT, Add and Remove Programs in GT, Add Windows Component in GT, Internet Information Services. This is assuming you know how to host a web server and need ideas on NAT.
You can set up an I2P tunnel. If you only need TCP, you can set up a Tor hidden service. If you only need to host static web pages, you can set up a ZeroNet site. They all require no port forwarding.
After checking all these answers and linked how-tos, I figured they all involve elaborate setups with big programs that are partially made for other purposes, and config files and stuff, so I decided to write my own solution. This URL. It's a 250-line Python script, which you can run directly from the Git checkout. Example, you have a HTTP server listening on your local machine on port 80. You want to make it available on your cloud server /VPS/ etc.'s public IP on port 7000. We use port 8000 on the cloud server for the control channel. Use like server, client,
Try to hosting your static website on IPFS or dynamic website on I2P.
If you want a support email, please consider subscribing.